everyone, thank you for joining me on the mat today for your Pilates mini session. So today's session we are going to really be taking it back and looking at some of the more fundamental exercises that we start with to help us build the strength and the stamina, the control and the balance in our body as we progress through our Pilates exercises. So whether you're a beginner and you're new to Pilates, or whether you've been doing Pilates for years, this is going to be a great sequence for you to do. Either really just to kind of give a little bit of thought to what you're doing in your body if you've done Pilates for a long time, to really take it back a step and focus inwards. Or if you're, like I say, new to Pilates, a complete beginner, this is a really good place for you to start building those important foundations, to get the fundamental exercises and start enjoying your Pilates journey from here. So we are going to lie ourselves down onto our mats and we are going to find our neutral position. So many of us probably already know what our neutral position feels like, but it's always good just to take a little recap and just check out where it is, because it can change a little bit from day to day depending on how you're feeling in your body. But ideally it's always going to be in the same position, and we can do a quick check here. So if I need to place your first fingers together and your thumbs together, so you create a diamond shape with your hands, and you're going to place that on the front of your pelvis. So you're thinking about placing the fingers on the pubic bone, the thumbs are going towards the navel, and the palms of your hands are on the hip bones. Now, what we want to do in terms of finding our neutral position is set our feet up first. They always have a relationship on what the rest of the body does. They are essentially our foundation. We want to make sure we're balanced across big toes, turn the heels. Those knees are aligned. And then if we take a moment just to look towards our pelvis, we want to make sure that the fingers aren't higher than the thumbs, and the thumbs aren't higher than the fingers, and as a result the lower back is arching. We're finding quite a nice flat place across top, as in the flat I mean balanced. And we're balanced from left to right, so we're not tilting to one side more than the other. And like I always say, it's like you could imagine you could place a cup of tea there and it wouldn't spill. So kind of once you've had a bit of a wiggle around, you've found that position, it's hopefully going to find your natural curve, so your optimal position through the spine. The arms are relaxing. Make sure the head is in the centre of the body so it's not veering off to one side. So it's really good just at the beginning of every session that you do, just to set your body up to make sure we're working most effectively and in the correct alignment for our bodies. So we're going to start just by dropping the rib cage down, starting to think about those abdominal muscles engaging, so drawing navel to spine without really bracing and pulling in. We feel the kind of sense of lifting up through the front side and the back of the body. And like I say, we want to allow the rib cage just to relax and draw down over the top. We're going to start with a deep breath in. And now as we exhale, we're going to keep the ribcage drawing into the body, and we're going to float both arms up so they stop by the side of your eyes. You can see both arms in your peripheral vision. And then we inhale, lower them down. To go again, exhale, floating up. And then we inhale, lowering down. Just allowing your arms just to move easily in the shoulder joints. Make sure that as we lift and lower those arms, we're not noticing or feeling or sensing any changes in the alignment or positioning of the spine. We're staying put through the body, so allowing those arms to move independently while being supported from the rest of your body. Let's do another two. Exhale up, inhale down. That's that rib cage closed position that we're wanting to focus on. Now those arms are relaxing, we're going to breathe in. So now we're going to think about sliding one leg out along the floor to a flex foot. Making sure we're really lengthening away through the back of the leg, and then we draw that heel back in line with the body. Changing legs. And then inhale, draw back in. I always find it really helpful to place my hands onto the front of my pelvis so they can really feel and get a little bit of feedback from what you can sense through the hands about what's happening in the body. So we're starting now to think about the abdominal muscles supporting each movement. Particularly as that leg is coming back in towards the body, we're thinking about that retraction, that lift through the abdominal muscles up towards the rib cage, that scooping sensation, and just keeping the pelvis level as we change from one leg to the other. Fantastic. Now we're going to continue alternating legs. This time, as you exhale, we're going to flip one leg to our single knee fold, and then inhale, place it down. Now as we come to our single knee fold position, we're thinking about that knee kind of hovering above the hip, the knee at a 90-degree angle so the shin is parallel to the ceiling, place it down. And as we're lifting those knees, we're ideally making sure that that pelvis again isn't moving forwards or backwards. We've got that stability, we've got the sensation of drawing the front of the body to the back of the body, and And always planting those feet back hip width apart. So remember, alignment is really key. And having that overall sense and awareness of your body is really important too. Good. Fantastic. Now this time we're going to lift that first leg back up. We're going to tap it down and away to the floor. Inhale to lift it back up. Place it down. Second leg comes up. Tap it down and away. Bring it back up and lower. Now you should feel the work increase. So as we tap those toes down, we're going to really anchor down through the back of the rib cage in towards the mat. We're thinking about the hip flexor and the glutes, so the back of the leg as well, working as a partnership to allow that flexion and extension to happen at the hip joint. And we're really just trying to maintain this navel to spine connection as we work through the movements. Fantastic. Now what we're going to do, we're going to leave that there for a moment, bring the hands behind the head, and we're going to create a little hammock for the head. So elbows are in our peripheral vision, shoulders are connecting down into the body, and we're going to breathe in. Now still neutral through the pelvis, we're going to curl head and shoulders up, we're going to see the knees. So you just make sure you've got a little gap between your chin and your chest. We're not pulling the head forwards. It's a kind of a long curve up through the back of the neck, away from the crown of the head. And inhale, lower. Exhale, up. Inhale, lower. So you can see your elbows in your peripheral vision. We've got that width across the chest. Now as you continue, if that's feeling good, we're going to curl up and we're going to lift, alternating legs again, back into that knee fold position. Good. And again. Keep it going, letting the head be heavy into the hands. Perhaps a little press in from the hands to the head as well. So those forces are kind of matching, creating that support network that we've been talking about. Good, let's do one more on each leg. Fantastic. And then we're going to lower the head down, relax the arms. Ready to go into our next exercise. So taking it now into our spine curls. Thinking about that balance we found at the beginning with our diamond across the front of the pelvis. As you exhale, now you want to tip your diamond towards you so your lower back is pressing into the floor. And then we're going to roll it back away. So we're now going to tip and scoot, bring the pelvis towards you, engaging your abdominal muscles. So it's those abdominal muscles, those core muscles, that make that movement happen. So there's no extra weight through the soles of the feet. There's no pressure pushing the hips up. It's just that easy roll forwards and backwards. Contracting through the front of the body, lengthening through the back, sending that tailbone away. Good. Now when you're happy with that movement, we're going to find that tilt. We're going to start to press down to the heels. As you press into the heels, you're going to feel some engagement, some kind of hardening, I suppose, through the leg muscles. So they're no longer soft, and then we're going to feel the spine peel away from the mat, making sure those hip bones stay level. We're going to think about reaching those knees towards the feet, and then we're going to roll ourselves back down. One breath at a time, really keeping the scoop so you can massage your spine back down to the floor. So exhale, bring it towards you, lift up and away, find that power to lift, feel those shoulders open and soften, rib cage stays hugging in, exhale, roll back down. So you're going to take a breath in at the bottom, so exhale, roll up, and then a breath in at the top, and exhale, roll down. Now as you're breathing in and out, see if you can direct your breath into the rib cage. Good, I'm going to do another 2 of these. Great, and that final one. All the way down, nice and slow, and then take a moment to stretch those legs out. Reach those arms up and away. And then we're just going to bring ourselves to sitting. So either roll yourself to one side and sit up, or roll yourself up from the mat. And we're going to bring ourselves around just to a seated position. So sitting, however, is comfortable, whether that's legs crossed, you might have the feet together or legs extended. I'm going to just bring it a little bit of rotation through the spine. So rotation is fantastic for improving our spinal mobility and also helping us with our posture. So as you sit, make sure the shoulders are stacked towards the pelvis. If you're having a little bit of difficulty doing that, feel free to sit on a cushion or a rolled up towel just to give yourself a little bit more space through the lower back. Hands are now going to come to the centre of the chest. We're going to breathe into lift. And we're going to begin just to twist ourselves around. And as we find that rotation from the ribcage, from the waist, we're going to try and let that lower half of the body relax. And then inhale to come back. And round to the second side. So if you can feel that pelvis wanting to come with you, reduce your twist and really work on the stability through the lower half of the body and that mobility through the upper half of the body. Good, and coming back. Breathing in, lift and grow. Coming back. Now quite often what happens when we go to lift is that those shoulders lift too. So think about lengthening the body but allowing those shoulders to become heavy into the back. Plugging in. Good. And again. Feel that pull away through the crown of the head as those sitting bones reach down into the mat. One more each side. Good, fantastic. And then coming back to centre. We're now going to inhale, take one arm up, and just take it over into a gentle side stretch. So again, it's all about finding that balance, that kind of opposition in the body. So as we reach your way through the hand, you're going to think about pulling down through the opposite sitting bone. And that applies wherever the legs are in the space. So like I said, whether your legs are crossed, feet together, or legs are extended, we want to think about the opposition. So we're reaching down through the opposite side to the way that we are reaching. Good, now as you're coming over, just soften this shoulder for me. Find that space, and we'll do another one each way. Breathing in as we come up and over. Exhale to come down. Inhale up and over. And exhale to come down. Lovely, fantastic. Now from here, we're going to finish off just in our 4-point kneeling position. So we're going to bring ourselves round all fours, ready to take it into our cat stretch. So again, we want a natural curve of the spine, neutral position of the pelvis, we're not arching or tucking. Head's extending forward and the eye line is going to be straight down towards the mat. The shoulders are above the hands, hips are above the knees. We're going to take our breath in, and as you exhale, we're going to feel this lift through the centre. So that navel draws to the spine, and as a result we're then going to create some space to allow the tailbone to tilt under. That curve is going to travel up through the spine to the shoulders and then allow you to relax the head, to inhale and send away. Exhale, scoop and lift, and inhale to lengthen. Now remembering, as we find this curve, we're not going forwards or backwards. We're really trying to stay balanced through the 4 points on the mat. And feel that lift up and then back down, and as we come back down, make sure that we don't sink. We want to stay pushed up and away. So while those elbows aren't locking, they are strong, the arms are straight. Good, and another one here. And then we'll take a moment to send that tailbone back to the heels. Take a little stretch forward with the arms, perhaps some circles for the wrists. And then we're going to bring ourselves back to our 4-point kneeling position for our last exercise. So taking it to our tabletop. So we're going to go opposite arm and leg, keeping the centre strong, allowing the limbs to move independently. So breathing in again for that preparation breath. And as we exhale, opposite arm and leg are going to reach out. Fingers and toes are going to stay connected to the mat to start with. And then we'll draw back in. So really working for balance through the pelvis. So as we reach, we don't begin to twist. Keep both hip bones facing down towards your mat. Bring those knees back hip width apart as they come underneath the body, and feel this scooping sensation, just like we did when we were laying on our back, doing our leg slides at the very beginning, to bring that knee back underneath the body. Now, if you're feeling nice and steady there, we can now lengthen and think about lifting. Now, as we lift, we're firing through those glutes. We're keeping our natural curve of the spine. And we're lowering down with long legs, long arms, bring it back underneath. Head is still free, it's still lengthening forwards. Lowering down, coming back underneath. Fantastic. And last one on the other side. Wonderful work. Really good. And then we're going to send that tailbone back. Creep those fingertips forwards again. Take a nice little stretch for the spine. And then we're going to just roll ourselves to our knees. Feel free to adjust your seated position if you need to. We're going to just finish with some shoulder circles. So we're going to inhale, Shoulders up. Exhale, release them down. Good, and one more. And then you are complete. Well done, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed your kind of beginner's fundamental session, whether you are an advanced Pilates attender or a newer Pilates goer. Remember also to listen to your body. So if you're having a go doing this again or another one of our videos, always think back to this video. So using those fundamental techniques, so thinking about creating length over height in many places, exhaling on the S foot or quite often when the limbs move away from the body, and just getting everything to move from your centre and from your core. So I hope you enjoyed it. Any comments or feedback, do leave them below. If you've enjoyed the video, remember you can subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. We'd love to have you there, and I hope you have a fantastic day.